In the last video, I told you something exists. Today, I want to talk about what this thing actually does, not for me, but for you. First, I want to name something that I don't think gets said enough. You can do everything right. Check every box, keep your GPA where it needs to be, graduate on time, show up, do the work, earn the degree, and somehow you still walk into the job market feeling like you're starting a race that already started without you. The classroom gives you theory. An internship gives you experience if you can get one, and if it turns out to be the right one. An entry-level job, if you land it, gives you a title and someone else's to-do list to work through while you prove yourself. And here's the part that doesn't show up in the brochure. The people getting the interviews have experience. The experience requires a job. The job requires experience. You see the problem. It's not that you're behind. It's that the path from here to there is genuinely harder to navigate than anyone told you it would be. And waiting for some hiring manager to decide you're ready while your student loan gets very real very fast, that's a specific kind of frustrating that I think you might already know. So let me tell you about a different kind of on-ramp, one that was designed to resolve the exact situation I just described. What I've built is called the NewStart Wellness Business Accelerator. And I want to tell you what makes it different for you as a person right now, because that difference matters. This isn't a classroom. There are no tests, no quizzes, no grades. Nobody hands you a rubric and tells you what good looks like from a distance. This is designed with your growth in mind, your real growth, the kind that shows up in how you think, how you communicate, and how you carry yourself when you walk into a room. Here's what I mean. Most people go through school and even their first few jobs without ever really understanding how a business works as a system, how money flows, what creates value and what's just busy work, what marketing is, what it isn't, and why the difference matters, what a sales cycle looks like from the inside, what moves the needle and what just feels like busy work, how to think about a customer not as a transaction, but as a relationship with a lifetime value on both sides. These are not small things. These are the things that separate people who build something from people who execute someone else's instructions forever. And almost nobody teaches them directly. You're supposed to pick them up somewhere along the way and hope it happens before it matters. Inside the accelerator, this is the foundation. You learn how the system works before you learn where you fit inside it. You understand the whole before you own your part of it, and then you narrow in. You learn the roles inside the system, what different people do, why they do it, how the pieces connect. You learn what strategy looks like versus what tactics look like, and why knowing the difference makes you more valuable as you progress in your career. You learn how to set a goal, build a plan to reach it, and adjust when reality doesn't cooperate with the plan, because it doesn't always. And knowing how to respond to that calmly, practically, without falling apart is a skill most people develop slowly and painfully on their own. You don't have to. Then you narrow in further to your specific role, the actual work, implementing strategies, tactics, building real customer relationships inside a wellness context, helping real people get real results with their health. And here's where something shifts that I can describe, but you really have to experience to fully understand. No tests, no quizzes, no grades that tell you whether you learned it. The confirmation that something clicked comes in a different form entirely. It comes when a person sitting across from you starts feeling better, more energy, better sleep, showing up differently in their own life. And you were part of that. You started the conversation that started the change. That's not nothing. That's actually everything. And it changes how you see yourself and what you understand yourself to be capable of in a way that a grade on a paper never will, which is pretty cool, actually. You do all this inside a community of people who are doing the same thing at the same time. And I want to be specific about what that community is because it matters. This is not a group project. You know, the ones where somebody carries the weight, somebody coasts, the grade gets split evenly regardless of their efforts. That's not this. This is a cohort of 10 to 15 people, each of them accountable for their own results, each of them building something that belongs to them. Your wins are yours. Your breakthroughs are yours, but you're not alone while you're earning them. You'll contribute something to the people around you, your perspective, your questions, your successes, some of the things that people are still working through, and you'll receive the same from them. Both of those things will surprise you, the giving as much as the receiving. That's a different kind of education than anything you've been through so far. So now I want to speak directly to some of the things that I know might be sitting in the back of your head, because they sit there for everyone who watches this and they deserve a straight answer. The first one, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson. Great. Because this isn't sales in the way you're picturing it. I know what you're picturing. Someone with a script, a pitch, a quota, going door to door. This is not what this looks like, not even close. In the first 90 days, your job is to develop your skills by bringing people you already know into a real conversation about how they're feeling, their energy, their sleep, what they're eating, what they want more of. You ask the questions, you listen, you gather the info, and then I take over. I've been doing this for 18 years. I'll run the session. I'll make the recommendations. You watch how it's done before you're ever asked to do it yourself. You're not thrown in and told to figure it out. You're trained while you're earning. That's an apprenticeship, and it's fundamentally different. The second one, I'm an introvert. I don't have a huge network. Here's what I want you to hear. The thing that makes someone genuinely good at this isn't being loud or outgoing or knowing everyone in the room. It's asking real questions and actually paying attention to the answers. It's building trust slowly, consistently, because you show up the same way every time. If that's you, this is your home turf. Some of the best people I've ever trained are the ones who talk less and listen more. It's not a consolation, it's the truth. Number 3, I don't know anything about nutrition or wellness. Neither did anyone who has ever done this successfully, not when they started anyway. It's not a prerequisite. That's what the 90 days is for. You learn as you go with someone beside you who knows where the walls are. Fourth one, the quiet one, the one that doesn't always make it out loud. Will anyone my age actually take me seriously? Will anyone listen to me? I want you to sit with this for a second. Your peers are not going to take wellness advice from a stranger with a website. They're going to take it from someone they already know and trust. Someone who's in the same chapter of life they're in. Someone who gets it because she's living it right alongside them. And that, my friend, is you. Your age is not the obstacle here. It's the differentiator. I'm going to come back to this in the next video because I want to show you exactly what that looked like when it was real, when it's someone who started where you are and found out her age was the thing that made people trust her, not the thing that made them doubt her. So here's how it's built. Weekly team calls with your cohort, a 90-minute work session with me every week, about 10 hours in total, structured around the life you already have. Classes, a job if you have one, workouts, a social life. This was designed to fit inside your real schedule, not replace it. The accelerator has a 90-day curriculum, a beginning, middle, and a clear end. But here's what I want you to understand about that timeline. The mentoring doesn't stop when the 90 days does. The teaching doesn't stop. As long as you're building inside this, I'm beside you. The 90 days is the on-ramp. What comes after is up to you, for now or for a long time. It's your choice. One more thing before I let you go. You're probably going to have a conversation with someone who might push back a little bit. A parent, a roommate, a friend who gives you kind of that look when you tell them what you're considering. I had a version of that conversation. Most people who have ever built something outside the usual and customary models did too. Here's what I want you to have. Not a defense, not an argument, just some words that are clear and true that you can say and mean. I'm thinking about doing a structured 90-day business accelerator with a mentor who has 18 years of experience. I'm building real skills, real customer relationships, and earning real income while I figure out my next move. Every word of that is accurate. You don't need to convince anyone. You just need to be clear about what you're actually doing. The results will do the rest of the talking. And yes, there's real money in this, but I want to say something about that before somebody else does. You've probably seen the version of this industry where somebody's talking about life-changing income in the first 30 days and a yacht by summer. I'm not that. That's not what this is, and it's not what I'm going to show you. What I'm going to show you is what real first year income actually looks like. Gap filling money, the kind that covers your gym membership, your groceries, maybe your car payment, while you're building skills and figuring out your next move. Not a lottery ticket, a starting point, an honest one. And that's exactly what the next video is. Real people, real numbers, not highlight reels. People who started exactly where you are with no background, no experience, no certainty that any of this would work. The actual story, including the parts that were hard. But before I let you go, I want to leave you with something. Remember the madness I described at the top of the video? You need the job to get the experience. You need the experience to get the job. What if this is the thing that solves that? Think about it. I'll see you in the next video.